What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 2 of this new series that we're doing on YouTube. We've got the Vauxhall Astra in the garage now. If you haven't seen the first episode, I suggest you go and watch that before watching this. All will make sense. So today, in today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the engine out of the Astra. Like I said in the last video, we're probably not going to do too much filming on this. I'll do some time lapse of taking the engine out and stuff, but it's pretty much the same as when we took the engine out of the Insignia. So by the end of the video, I want to have the new engine in, hopefully started, but I do know you need to change the injectors over because they are coded to the car. So we're going to do that now. We're going to get set up. I'm going to, I don't know if I need to take the front bumper off. Let me just show you guys. So if you remember from the Insignia, this panel doesn't come off. So to save myself some work, I may need to take the front bumper off to access some pipes further down there. I am going to remove the bonnet and all this section here and so on. Like I said, the same as what we've done in the previous video. So what I'll do is I'll do some time lapse, start taking off some parts and stuff. Actually, I'm not going to do any time lapse. I'm going to disconnect what I know I need to disconnect. I'm going to jack it up. And then I'm going to come back in once I've sort of got most of the stuff disconnected, and then we can do some time lapse once the engine is ready to come up, and we'll pull it out. Okay, so I fast forwarded all the way forward to, we're just about to get the engine out now. I've just got to undo the engine mounts and then it should be free and then we can sort of pull it out. Now I decided not to document what we've just done because we've literally just done that in the previous video, so we're going to be getting this out. And then I'm going to show you guys something. Once we've got the engine out, there's a little bit of problem with the wiring, but we can overcome it, fingers crossed. So anyway, let's get into it and let's take this engine out. So engine's now removed. That was a lot tighter to get out of there than it was the Insignia. I don't know whether obviously that's probably a smaller space to get it out. We managed to do it though. Now the problem that I was saying on the last clip is, so you've got this plug here that plugs into the main loom. See all the pins sticking out in there? Let's try and focus that. But then the same plug that's supposed to plug in to the loom, there's no pins, obviously the pins go into it, so we're going to have to take this wiring harness off, put that wiring harness on here, and also we had to remove the fuel pipe. Also we had to remove the fuel pipe from there, as opposed to on here it's still on, so we're just going to take that off, and then we've got to swap this one over as well because it's got a different clip than that one. So I'm going to take this loom off first. No, I'm not. I'm going to take this loom off first, and then we're going to take this one off, mark everything up, and then put this loom onto here. Right, so fast forward a day or so later, we finally got the loom from this engine off. The old loom is sitting around there, so everything's connected back up. Go around to there. We've even changed the fuel line there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into position to put it back in, so this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to set the engine crane up. I'll set the camera up for a time lapse of putting the engine in, and then we can get back into it, start connecting it all up, and then obviously, hopefully, fingers crossed, it starts. There's some talk about having to code the injectors. Obviously we have got the old injectors on that one, we could put on that, but that is a bit of a headache, so we're going to put it all in and then see how we get on. Engine's now into position in the engine bay. I've put the engine mounts back on either side. I've still got to do the one at the back and the one at the front. I've also connected coolant pipes at the back there. Also fuel pipes, fuel lines are back connected, and that one there. I'm just changing over the aircon pipes because they're slightly different. So if you look at this one, I can't get the turn to line up with that. So what we're doing is we've taken these ones off, so they're going to be going back on to the car. So we're going to get that on, then we're going to connect the gearbox mount there and the one at the back. Just start putting it all back together, and then hopefully in the video we're going to turn it over and see what happens. so fast forward, airbox is now in. We've put the ECU back in. But I had to take it out because I had to bleed the clutch pipe. So I had to put a bleeder kit on there. Open the little valve. I don't know if you can see it down there. Because obviously the clutch was to the floor. I feel like we're in a position now to give it a start. Fingers crossed. I did notice that this was quite loose. You need to really do them up tight, because I didn't do them up tight, so there was a bit of a loose connection. So we've tightened them up, so it gives it that good connection. So just to remind everyone, the only thing that's different is the actual engine in the gearbox. The wiring is the same, airbox is the same, the math's the same, ECU is the same. The only thing that we've changed is the engine and the gearbox. So technically it shouldn't be any problems. I've primed the fuel pipe as well. So let's see. This should be fairly straightforward. And we've got no lights on the dash. So, brilliant news. We've successfully changed the engine in this 2015 Vauxhall Astra mini cab. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bolt the front end bits on. I'm going to check for any leaks, because you just never know. We've taken water pipes off, fuel pipes, just need to make sure we haven't got any leaks before we jack it down. We need to get the wheels on, get the bonnet on, and then we can get it out and see if it's any good. We know it's good because I drove the Insignia, so there shouldn't be any problems. But I'm really happy that that's gone to plan. We've got it started. We can start renting it out and making a little bit of money. So I'll do a bit of time lapse and everything back together. But it's a nice feeling. In a matter of weeks, we've done our second engine and it starts. So it's quite an addictive feeling when you change something as big as an engine and you put the new one in and it starts. It's always a bonus. Anyway, we'll get the front end on and I'll come back in and we'll take it for a drive. Okay, so we are about to do the first drive. Tyre pressure is low, Service vehicle, yep. Right. It's dark. We are going to drive it. Even the gearbox already is so much better. Lovely. Feels like a different car. No knocking, no banging. The gearbox is so much smoother. The engine sounds healthier. Job well done, I'd say. So yeah, we done it and it was successful. Right guys, so that is the end of this two-part series. I hope you guys have enjoyed this mini sort of series, the two parts on changing the engine. It's all gone really well, so I'm really happy with how well it has gone. It couldn't have gone better, so I'm going to look to start renting that out now. And stay tuned very soon, I've got something exciting coming up for you guys. Don't forget, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit the like button. Give us a follow on Instagram as well, at Salvage Diaries. And guys, I will see you very soon in the next one. Take it easy.